.com is very, very important. If you don't have a .com email address, website, if it's .net, .biz, .cc, .this, .that, you're losing business. People know the web as www.something.com. That's how they know it. How many of you have your own .com? Some of you. Well, then why don't you all have email addresses? Because it's free. Okay, so if you all have your own .com, it's hosted through somebody. You can buy your email. GoDaddy gives it for free, but some of the others do as well. You can set it, but some of them are maybe $12 a year, $15 a year. You get your own email address tied to your website. Because when people get your email, what do they think? They see Kevin at kevintacher.com and they say, oh, let me go check out his website. I do that every single day. When someone sends me an email and I see their website, I say, let me go check out their website. All day long I do it. I swear to you, every single day when someone sends me an email, if I've never been to their site, and it's a .com email address, I'll copy and paste it, put it in the URL, and just look briefly at their site. But what if, and you'll learn later, I go to their site and something sparked my attention? And now I buy their products or services. That could be pretty powerful. So you see, if you have a Bell South email address, and your website is a regular web address, they're probably not going to go to it. Because usually, most people may not read down to the email signature to see the website. They look at the email address and they know your email address. And it's important to send people there. Okay? So what is a web email address? Tell me some of your addresses. What do you have? Like I have kevintacher.com. And I have some others. Motivational Mondays. That one's .net because they didn't have it, but kevinsquotes.com. RothToRichesNow.com.
VentureOutfit.com.
That's I like that tagline. That's very, very good. That's catchy. What else?
VentureOutfit.com.
Okay.
SallySavings.com.
KarenCJohnson.com.
I got all my name and all the spellings and everything.
Did you hear that?
No.
Very, very important. If you have something that can be inverted, a name, you want to capture all of the databases. So if you have, let's say you have a common, well, I'm going to explain to you. Let's say you have a common name for a website. And sometimes you go to it and even yourself, you put it in backwards, you invert a letter. If you do it, hundreds of others are doing it. So capture all of the variations of your domain. Front ways, back ways, invert the words, whatever you need to do. That's very powerful. I didn't even think of that to put that in, so thank you. Very important, though. If you're going to be southbeachrealtor.com, do realtorsouthbeach.com. Because everyone's not listening. Only about 10% are actually listening to what you're saying. So it's very important. I would do S. You would listen. It's $12 a year, $11 a year. Sometimes you can get them cheap. Sometimes you can find domains for 98 cents a year. So why not get them all? In my GoDaddy account, I probably have 15 or 20. I think Lex, you have what, like 50?
Yeah, 55.
55 domains.
I'll make it.
Well, some of them link back to different ones. He doesn't have each one's not hosted its own site. Some of them are. Same thing with me. But like I have, David Dweck branded me as the Title King. So I got the titleking.com, .net, .biz, I just went on and got them all. Because if he's branding me as that, someone may go to that. Where does it go? It just forwards to my regular site. I don't buy the hosting and set up a full website for each of those. So think about it. If you're in Boca, you're referencing short sales, bocashortsale.com. Shortsalesinboca.com. Come up with a bunch of different variations and record them all and buy all of those because people are going to go there. And you want to also try and have your brand inside what you're doing. So if you're a short sale expert, include that in your domain name. Come up with one main one that'll be your email address. So mine is kevin@kevintacher.com and the website's kevintacher.com. I have other websites that are out there working. So you can have multiple ones. You'll have one email address, and then you'll have multiple sites that are out there working for you. So before Robert and I were talking about the website, and I think Lex will talk about it a little bit later, but I want you to write down 2 sites, and it's in the book as well. Guru.com, and Elance, E-L-A-N-C-E, Elance.com. What do you think those are?
Freelance, web designer.
Exactly. Okay. Here's the reality. I love America, and I just don't like paying American prices. So, and I'll tell you where my downside happened was I hired someone in America to create a site for me. They created one of my websites, and it had autoresponders in it, which we'll talk about later, but where people can put their name and email, and I'll start getting their stuff. And I started getting test emails. And for those of you that use one shopping cart, you'll notice that when it says you have a new subscriber, it tells you the IP address of the service they were using, where it's from. So you can put it in and it'll tell you Pompano Beach, it'll tell you, New York, wherever it is. And guess where the autoresponder, the IP address was? In India. And I'm scratching my head and I'm saying, what is this in India with my website for a guy that I hired in West Palm Beach on my website? I didn't understand. And I asked them and they said, well, that's just who tests our website. Lo and behold, I learned from reading this book. So if you didn't buy it, if you didn't get a copy with what you bought here today, buy it before you leave here. If you're a guest of someone's today, buy it. It is one of the best investments. Because I learned that you can go to elanceguru.com and you can post your business proposal on there, and people are going to bid on it, and you can get that same site that you spent $2,500 for $200. Some of you are looking at me crazy. You put it, people bid on it, and it'll be like $200, maybe $300.